When I came in here to this workshop, I was in search of a breakthrough from the way that my life has been up until now. I found that. But way beyond that, in that process, I found my true self. And out of that comes freedom and a peace and the desire to bring this type of personal transformation to the rest of the world.
I had become a person that I didn't want to be due to some circumstances that had happened in my life. I am an artist, and I had stopped painting. I had closed off all the joy in my life because I was angry. And I didn't realize what was happening. I didn't realize where I had let myself go. And through this workshop, I understood so many things that I had feelings about, but I couldn't put my hands on them. I couldn't really comprehend, didn't understand, but I do now.
As a woman in what has historically been a male-dominated profession, this was particularly helpful to me. Women oftentimes process disputes in ways differently than men do. They take in information differently. Sometimes we are much more touchy-feely, as people will say. And I think that's important to know how men surrounding you respond to your leadership style as well as other women. So for me, it was great to have a diverse group with whom I was participating so that I could get feedback from both genders on those kinds of issues that were important to me.
I would have to say that I was a robot, but I didn't know that. I basically was like the little hamster on the wheel, but I didn't realize it. And so to me, it was like going through a prism and coming out on the other side and seeing that I really wasn't making choices, whether they were at work or at home. And so this allowed me, it opened a whole new world for me.
It was definitely a gift to me, both professionally and personally. There's many things that happened in my life after this session that I brought back with me that has helped me grow as a person in my work and also with my relationship with my mother and my husband.
I came back really charged up from it, really having some insights into how my thought processes worked.
I had choices in my life, choices about how the way I led my life, the choices about career, choices about everything in life.
Through this week, I've identified, I've learned more about myself through the self-awareness. I've identified not only what my strengths were, I reinforced the ones I already knew about, but also identified other strengths that I had no idea. It's the toughest, most rewarding week you'll ever spend.
I chose to carry a lot with me, stress, outside influences, and after this program, I was really able to let a lot of that go. And the everyday stressors don't affect me like they used to. I don't carry them for days and weeks, and like I did prior to that.
Everything that I knew about leadership and what got me to where I am now didn't necessarily work anymore. And I walk away from this in a much better place for myself to inspire and motivate other people. And there's so much more to learn that I did not realize.
I have some very close relationships at work, but a lot of other people I felt, more standoffish with, and now, things are going really well at work, very well. And I am perceived as more of a leader, and I can tell that by, a lot of the compliments that I'm getting there. At home, my relationships with my husband in particular were somewhat stressed when I came to the workshop, and I focused on that relationship quite a bit, and you know, working together with him, we have come a long way in the 3 months that I've been back from the workshop. Things are really going fantastically with him, and as well as my relationship with my children. You know, I've discovered myself where, you know, before I didn't realize I had the opportunity to be, you know, the person that I am now. I didn't even see it as an option. And I'm much happier, and I'm much more productive at work, and I think it's something that everybody should go through.
I think the biggest thing that I learned is how my insecurity sometimes plays out in a way that doesn't seem insecure. It seems overbearing. It seems irrational almost. And that I was able to really identify that comes from just really feeling more insecure. So as I was able to work through the workshop and the feedback that I'd gotten, I really was able to target that and work on that. So now when I start to feel something's not right, I'm able to kind of trigger it, take a deep breath, and really kind of change the direction of the conversation.
You learn more about yourself. You understand yourself better, because I think that's probably one of the first things you need to be able to do in order to be able to relate to other people. You have to know yourself. And then it helps you develop the skills you need to interact with people, not always in a leadership role, just in group situations, I think. So it just was so illuminating in that respect that it was fun. I mean, it was a really great week with a great group of people.
There was so much that I learned about myself and how others perceive me that it just had tremendous value to me, not just in business, but also in my personal life. One of the things that I didn't recognize was harming my business was that I had a tendency to want to avoid confrontation, that it was difficult for me, and as Rodney King once said, I just wanted everybody to get along. And I thought that it was a valuable thing for me to not confront people, that it made my life easier. But what I found out as a result of this process was to see that, in fact, I was really harming my good employees by not confronting those that were not behaving in a manner that was consistent with the performance that was expected out of them. So that was particularly useful for me.